Nintendo Direct was today, and it means a lot for Xbox because Xbox is jumping into handheld space. And guess what was revealed? That's right, the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch 2 was revealed. We got details. We got the price point. We got an increase in price in gaming. We're going to talk about it. We're going to go over it, and we're going to discuss what this means for the future of Game Pass. Hint, it's a good thing. Game Pass is positioned perfectly with this new price increase. It's absolutely insane, the price increase. I will say this, though, about the Nintendo Direct and the Nintendo Switch 2 console reveal. Ready for this? I think it was the best console reveal I have personally ever seen. That's right. Some of you might be like, what? What are you talking about? No, dude. Go watch it. From this game, this is Mario Kart World. It could be called Mario Kart Horizon because it's basically Forza Horizon in Mario Kart form, which shout out to Forza Horizon. Look at what you have done. You have taken the marquee kart racer, the best one around, iconic, and they have adopted your formula. Well done, Forza. It's Mario Kart Horizon. That's what I'm calling it. No, it's Mario Kart World. But it's costing $80. That's right, $80. That's going to be the new standard price for gaming going forward. Nintendo is always ahead here. Look at what they've done with handhelds. They were way ahead on handhelds. This is going to be the new norm for pricing. So buckle up, get ready. I think it's only going to be good for Xbox going forward. We also do have some rumors to go through. We've got some Halo rumors of what's coming to PS5. Doesn't sound like everything's going to be released there from the Master Chief Collection. We've got rumors about what the Windows UI is going to look like on Xbox's handheld. And that's really important because a smooth handheld Xbox experience is important, is needed. If you fail at that, you're not going to be able to compete with like the likes of a Nintendo Switch 2, which I will say again, I think is one of the best console reveals I have ever seen. Not only do they have Mario Kart Direct here, they crushed it with the new From Software that they got exclusively. Absolutely huge. Good get by them. And then last but not least, we have a rumor that the Oblivion remake from Bethesda could be coming this week. We're going to go over it all, but before we do, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We drop videos like this all the time right here. And let's jump into this first news story here. This is over at Polygon today. If you want to go read through these stories, you can go. I link the sources in the description here. But Switch 2 games are breaking the $70 price point. That's right. It's $80. $80 is going to be the new norm. Nintendo is setting the stage. Nintendo is being Nintendo and forcing you to buy something super expensive that we know and they know you're going to pay for. I will pay for it for Mario Kart World. I almost want to say Mario Kart 9, but it's Mario Kart World, everybody, which is technically Mario Kart 9, I guess. What does this mean for Game Pass? This sets up Game Pass perfectly, honestly. In a world where all games are going to $80, rumor is that Grand Theft Auto is toying with the idea of being the first $100 game out there. In that world, Game Pass is a steal. In that world, Game Pass probably increases in price as well, but it's still a steal. That game could go to $50 a month. Game Pass could go to $50 a month in that world, and it's still a steal. Steal? It's still a steal. It's still a steal if that is the case. It's $80 per game. That's $100, dude. We're $20 away from $100. You basically just round up to $100 at this point. That's getting pricey. The $69 price point was like getting a bit much for me. You're going up to $80. And think about this. If you're a Nintendo, what does this mean? Nintendo does have a subscription service technically as well. They've got Nintendo Online that comes with old school Nintendo games, Super Nintendo games, now GameCube games that's coming with. I think that's what they're banking on for families. Because if you're a family, I know my parents growing up could not get an $80 game every month, every other month. Like I would get maybe a game at the price of games then, $50. I would get a game for my birthday. And that was like a huge treat. Or for Christmas, right? So once or twice a year, I would get one or two new video games at the most. You're pumping this up to $80 in this economy, worldwide economy. You're crunching families and subscription services. This is why subscription gaming and subscription services are inevitable. Game Pass is inevitable. The success of Game Pass is inevitable. And Xbox is way ahead of the game here with their acquisition of all these studios, getting a bunch more IPs, having first-party drops to further incentivize you to come over. Game Pass is going to crush it this next generation. Absolutely. Here's the thing, though. even at that $80 price point for like Mario Kart World, again, I think Switch 2 is going to crush it this next generation too. Now, they did unveil their price point for the Switch 2, and it does give us, I think it gives us some insight as to what the first-party Xbox handheld could be priced at. They're pricing it at $499. I think that's what Xbox, I've said it all along, Xbox has to match that price point. If you want to legit compete in the handheld space, you got to match Nintendo Switch. That's it. Now, Nintendo has a little bit of an advantage in this respect, and this is what was so impressive. They got 1080p, 60 frames per second. It's 1080p screen, HDR, 60 frames per second. Not 60 frames, up to 120 frames per second at 1080p. But again, it's at 1080p. I hope Xbox goes with that, places frame rates over. You don't need a 4K screen. You don't need anything super fancy. Nintendo has this advantage in that they're not in the arms race that PlayStation and Xbox and PCs are in necessarily. They do their thing. They put priority over the games, over the fun factor, I think, over graphics and fidelity. And I think dropping your screen at 1080 is legit. I think it's a smart move. You probably got to do that to keep prices down, but not only to keep prices down, but then to enable you at 120 up to 120 frames per second. Absolutely huge, in my opinion. Now, when you dock it, it can upscale to 4K. Is it native 4K? Did we get news on that? I'm not sure, but I think them not in the arms race gives Nintendo Switch a huge leg up in the handheld gaming space, because Xbox could drop with that same thing tomorrow and it would be criticized. Look how weak this thing is, and it would be immediately compared to the ROG Ally, to the Steam Deck. Notice nobody is comparing the Switch 2 to either of those things. They've eked out this blue ocean strategy on their own. Absolutely huge, in my opinion. That I would love to know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you think this was a great console reveal? I think it's the best I've seen from past Nintendo, from past Xbox, from past PlayStation. This was the best reveal I have ever seen. They absolutely crushed it. The amount of content, the amount of games, the amount of third party that they had on there saying we're dropping on the Nintendo Switch 2, we're coming, that previously weren't available. I think they absolutely knocked it out of the park. It's going to be interesting to see how Xbox can compete with them in the handheld space, and maybe they're two different spaces altogether. But I do think this kind of sets the tone of what next generation is going to be going forward, and does set that price tone. If Nintendo can do it, everybody else is going to look to it and be like, okay, we're doing it too. And then that's where Game Pass becomes even more valuable. I think Xbox is ahead of the curve there. I've always thought that, though, when it comes to Game Pass. Our next news story here, speaking of handhelds, we get a little glimpse into what the handheld interface might be. Here's a news story over at purexbox.com. Windows might be adding a new UI for the ASUS Xbox handheld. There's lots of talk about the ASUS Xbox handheld right now, and that's no surprise considering it was teased by the company earlier this week. It's all but confirmed at this point. Now, we don't know anything about it yet, aside from that it's going to be similar to the ASUS ROG Ally and will seemingly place a big focus on Xbox Play Anywhere compatibility. But what about the interface? If this is going to be a Windows-based handheld, is it going to suffer with the same issues that have plagued them in the past? Well, this is Pure Xbox. It is reported a while ago that the ASUS Xbox handheld would probably feature a console-like interface. And now a couple of strings in the latest Windows 11 development build appeared to have confirmed this. Here's what Windows Central says. The references included are, quote, boot into the full screen experience at device startup and, quote, choose your full screen experience, which might imply that there may be multiple different game-focused interfaces to choose from. Windows Central can confirm that both springs are indeed present. I think this is a must. I don't think you can have... So the ROG Ally right now, what is its weak point? Its weak point is it is not plug and play. When you install a game, what you're installing a game into is a handheld computer, and you've got to go in and tweak the settings yourself on the games in order to get optimal performance. If you're an Xbox handheld, if you're a partner for the Xbox handheld, a brand partner, you can't have that. It has to be a plug-and-play Xbox interface. Now, maybe there's an option to go PC mode, Windows mode, or game mode. I don't know. Personally, I don't even think the PC mode is needed if you have the Xbox mode. That's what makes the Steam Deck so powerful, is they've got a standalone operating system there that basically makes it plug and play as well, at least more plug and play than the ROG Ally. Not that the ROG Ally is bad. The ROG Ally is fantastic. It's considered one of the top PC handheld devices, if not the top PC handheld device that is out there today. But I need plug and play. I cannot tweak everything, and I think that's what Nintendo is plug and play. You pick up your handheld, you put in your cartridge, you install your game digitally, and it just works. I don't have to tweak anything. I don't have to play with anything. I don't want that in my handheld. Respect my time. The point of a handheld is for convenience, is to enable me to game in those odd moments. 30 minutes, quick 30-minute session, hour session on the couch. I can't spend half of that time when I first fire up a game tweaking it. It's got to be plug and play. So it's going to be very interesting to see. It does look like there is a Windows. Again, whatever we see here, I don't think is going to be, and when I say here, on the Xbox branded handheld that's coming out, this partnership with ROG Ally, whatever we see drop on this for UI, I don't think it's going to be the final UI for the Xbox first party handheld. I think this is going to be a beta test of what they want to look. I think it's going to give us some indications of where they want to go. But ultimately, we're a few years away now from the Xbox handheld, the first party handheld. And I think that UI is going to be much closer to an Xbox console than it is to Windows. Having said that, I think the Xbox console UI is also going to change. I think it's all going to be unified. I think it's going to be unified across Windows, Xbox, and their handheld, some sort of gaming operating system, the Xbox operating system that unifies those all together. It will be interesting to see, though. Would love to know what you guys think. Do you have a problem with this? Do you want to see Windows? Do you want to see, the ability to switch back and forth? Let me know in the comments below on this one. Let's go to Halo. I thought this was interesting. This is over at pushsquare.com. The Halo series might not come to PS5 in the way you're thinking, they said. Now, this is them reporting on Halo, speaking, because we know Halo Master Chief Collection is coming to PS5, at least that's the rumor. Speaking on the Xbox 2 podcast, The Verge journalist Tom Warren suggests that Microsoft is currently planning to do with Halo on other platforms is to release an incomplete collection. Warren explains he doesn't think it'll have everything, and that's all he can share for now, suggesting that he does know more. Now, on the Halo Master Chief Collection, we've got Halo Reach, Halo 4, 3 ODST, 3, 2 Anniversary, and the original Halo Combat Evolved. When it initially dropped, we only had Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo 4. We did not have ODST, and we did not have Halo Reach. I would imagine if Halo Master Chief Collection comes to PlayStation, that it drops in that original form. That Halo 3 ODST is an add-on, as is Halo Reach. I don't think it drops with, at least according to Tom Warren, it's going to drop incomplete. I think it drops incomplete without those two add-ons that came to Xbox with Halo 3 ODST and Halo Reach. Regardless, personally, I think it's only a good thing. I love the Master Chief Collection. It enabled me to go through 1 through 4 when it dropped, campaign mode, did it co-op as well. It's a great experience. Very excited for my PlayStation brethren to experience this as well, and then to join us and to get Halo back to Halo. Make Halo great again, as the kids say these days. Last rumor that we're going to talk about today is Oblivion. If this dropped tomorrow, I would download this tomorrow and play through it. I never played Oblivion, actually. I did Morrowind, skipped Oblivion, did Skyrim. So I would love to go back and play Oblivion. Oblivion Remake. This is the rumor, GameRant.com. Oblivion Remake could be launching as early as this week. A bold new rumor suggests that the remake of The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is coming out later this week. Nearly 20 years old at this point, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is one of the most beloved entries in Bethesda's famed fantasy franchise. Oblivion was released at the beginning of Xbox 360 generation in 2006 and helped to lay the groundwork for more of Bethesda's RPGs to be released on consoles. There has been a buzz that the remake is coming. New rumors suggest that it is coming this week. On Twitter, Detective Seeds expressed that they believe that the Oblivion remake will be released this Thursday, April 3rd. So, today. We're recording this early morning today. It will be released. Oof. It'll be interesting. Again, if it drops, I'm playing it right away. I would love to go back through and experience. I love these remakes. I think that updating them, remember, this is not just like, oh, we're giving you more texture packs. They're redoing some of the mechanics, how it works in game, how the controllers work, et cetera, et cetera. I think it's fantastic. I would love to go back through and play it and then compare it to like a Skyrim in modern times. How does it hold up compared to that? I think it would be fantastic. I think it's good to bring new gamers and introduce them to these old classics. That does us for today, everybody. $80 games is the big story, in my opinion. I think Nintendo is really just setting the trend. We've known prices are going to increase. It's been a talk for a while now. They pulled the trigger. Now everybody else is going to, and that makes Game Pass more valuable. I think Xbox is ahead there on Game Pass. I think Nintendo also has a subscription service. PlayStation has a subscription service. We're going to subscription gaming, everybody, because it's just too expensive. You buy 2 games a year, that's your subscription service for the whole year. That's a year's worth of games. Multiple games, hundreds of games access to in just 2 standalone games. I would love to know what you guys think, though. Big deal, not big deal. Am I overreading it here? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? Let me know in the comments below. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.